What's going on, guys? It's your boy Chase, and you may know me for moments like this. The hot sauce video, where I ruined myself, or moments like this, where we are surprised by Pokemon games. Or, if you've been here for a while, you may even know me back in the day for moments like this. These moments we don't really talk about. But today, we're going to try to figure out if I can get you to know me for something else. Today, we're going to figure out if I could beat Pokemon Crystal Clear with only a Furret. So, the first thing we got to do is, you know it's a Furret, so we got to Furret walk into this. Alright guys, so what makes Crystal Clear interesting is that it is a sort of a hack of Pokemon Crystal, where you can go anywhere in the map, you can take on any gym that you want to at any time, and the trainer Pokemon and the gym leader Pokemon all scale to your level. The wild Pokemon don't, so it makes traveling a little bit harder until we get leveled up. So I had to go out and catch a Furret for this, but you know, we'll just get there. So the first thing we're going to do is, before we hop into this, is we're going to actually take a look at Furret's Pokemon stats. So Furret as a Pokemon, I equated it to that of like a mid-level second form evolution of a starter. It's got some pretty good attack, pretty good HP, and pretty good speed. I think those are the two main stats we're going to focus with our Furret, and just sort of see if we can't force its way to it. The next thing we're going to look at is Furret's level up moves. It's got a lot of stab moves, since it is a normal type Pokemon, so we got a lot of stab moves to work with. They're not all great. I'm going to try to not rely on Return, which, spoilers, I don't rely on Return. I rely on a different move. The next thing we're going to do is what makes Furret shine a little bit in Crystal, is we're going to look at its HM and TM move pool. It's got a lot of good coverage moves that we can use in this game. Some stab, some not stab, some special. Well, it is Gen 2, so this physical special split's not there. But we do got some pretty good moves that we can look at into this. And hopefully we'll be able to take on the challenge. So, alright. Next up is we're going to get into the rules. First, I can only use Furret in battle. Second, HM Pokemon are allowed in battle, and Furrets are allowed to learn them. And I can only use potions if I've done an attempt without potion. So we're going to Furret walk one more time as we hop into the actual start of the run. So if you guys enjoy, let us know. So first off, I can't hack in using the universal randomizer to catch a Centret to evolve it or give it a Furret. So I just start the game and catch a Centret and evolve it. Next thing, we hop right into the Dragon Gym. I want to take this one on first. It's very easy. We got Tackle and Quick Attack at the time, so we just brute force our way into it. We did get paralyzed, but she's only got 2 Pokemon, so we're pretty set. Next is the Ice Gym. The Ice Gym goes pretty much as well. We've got Fury Swipes now, which is not a great move, but again, he's only got 2 Pokemon, and we made quick work of it. And this is just me trying to figure out if I can learn Frost Breath, because I couldn't remember, or Icy Wind, not Frost Breath, sorry. But we beat him, and we're going to move on to the Steel Gym. The Steel Gym's the first hurdle of this run. It goes okay with the Magnemite. We learn Headbutt in order to try to get the flinching happen, but we just couldn't get it to work, and so I tried to do the Kimono Girls, and they didn't work, so we're back at it. We're high level, and it goes pretty much the exact same as before, where we get close, but Headbutt just doesn't do enough for us. I'll look for some TMs to see what I can get. Find out I have Strength. I'm thinking Strength will maybe give us just a little bit more damage than Headbutt. So I finally get rid of Fairy Swipes and learn Strength. Strength is what I'm going to use for the majority of the game as a damaging move. I just don't know if it'll be okay for this. So overall, it's not a tough gym. It's just that Steelix is still a Steelix, so it still kind of sucks. So we tried with Strength. It was a little bit better. We still died to the Steelix and Sandstorm, so I'm like, okay, I need a few levels. So I go back, get Headbutt, or not get Headbutt, I use Headbutt and get really good Flinch Luck and beat it. And then we get a TM for Irontail, which is another move where I'll take for the majority of the game. It's got low accuracy, but it's a big damage move, so I get rid of Quick Attack for that. And now we're on to the Fighting Gym, and it goes pretty much the same way. I have Strength and Headbutt for this, so it's not too bad. We get Dynamic Punch. I can learn Dynamic Punch. I don't really use it because it is like a 2-turn move. So now for an interesting one, we have the Ghost Gym. So I have Irontail, and I didn't miss at all with Irontail, but he did put me to sleep and used Dream Eater, so it made it a little bit hard to get through. But we beat the Gengar with just a few more levels, and Irontail did work. So now we learn Rest. I learn it for like 2 seconds. I thought I could use it to heal, but I was just like, it doesn't really matter. So because we pick up Shadow Ball, which is our first non stab move that we're gonna learn, I take that back. We learned Irontail. I suck. I wrote this in my notes, but we learned Shadow Ball. It's gonna help a lot. So now we're moving on to the normal gym. It goes actually really smoothly because we are such a high level for this, and Johto gyms aren't the hardest, because you are higher level than most of the gyms, but I was worried about the stomp. So now we're on to Bugsy. Bugsy's a little rough. He's got this hair across here, but we take it down very easy. We just learn out of strengths, and just have to use Headbutt to finish off the rest of his team. That Heracross could have killed me, but we two-shot it, so that's all good. Now, for the hardest fight in Johto, for us, it's the Falconer gym. So he just got a bunch of Pidgeots right out front, and we run out of strengths for that, so we got to rely on Headbutt. And he sends out a Furo. We beat it, but the Dodrio just is too fast for us to handle, and we lose to that. So I'm thinking, with higher health and my strengths back, I should be able to beat the Dodrio very soon. So it's just the same fight over. We just strength everything again, and we have higher health at the end, and then we make it to the Dodrio and just two-shot it with strength, and that gives us all 8 badges in Johto. But we're technically not done. We got to go to Kanto. But for this, we have completed the first set of the game. So it's been a pretty smooth run. There you see that I have all 8 badges. Now we're going to move to Kanto, where Kanto gets a little hard. So first thing, we're going to do the same order, where we fight Blue first. Since he is the most diverse team, it isn't the greatest. I forgot I had Shadow Ball. So we're like, okay, we're just going to run back into this. I just tried to brute force it with strength. That didn't really work. So I have an idea. I still outspeed the Alakazam if I can just get around the door. So the goal is I can take care of the Execute with strength, and then Shadow Ball the Alakazam for a one-shot. Now we just got a Growlithe that we take down with strength with a two-shot. And last is not last, his strongest thing is coming out now. It's a Blastoise, but the Blastoise, interesting enough, has Hydro Pump. So we don't live it, but I think I can beat it with just a little bit more health, and we make it to where we don't take a single bit of damage. And then we just finish him off with Headbutt, trying to get the flinching to work, and we learn Swift. Or we get Swift, I don't learn it. It's not really the great move for right now. Now for a fight that is a pain. As you see, he's got a Magcargo, which is a fire and rock type, and we just don't have the health to stand it, so I've decided to use some potions. This isn't the first run, this is like the 8th run, but it's the only one I really wanted to show, because I did get close in beating the Magcargo, but we keep back. I'm allowed to use the potions now, so I'm a little bit higher level, and we're just going to see if I can't take him out now. I went and picked up Dig, and we were able to one-shot the Magcargo. I think it would be better to have Dig than Irontail at this point in the game, just because of the low accuracy issue. But we still get stomped out by the... we get put to sleep and stomped out by a Rapidash, but we got some potions now, and we were able to do that. And now we got a Houndoom, and we use some more potions. Still, that Flamethrower just does a lot, but we're able to strengthen it. Next, we have an Arcanine, where we heal up again, and just keep strengthening the Arcanine for an eventual two-shot. Now for the thing that scared me the most was this Moltres, but we were able to two-shot it because we got a crit. If we didn't get that crit, we probably would have died, but we beat Blaine, and it was a rough fight. So next, we're going to go on to Janice is her name. She is the Poison-type gym leader of this. And this one's actually pretty easy. So first off, we have a Crobat, which we just strength. Unluckily, we get poisoned, but we can just brute force our way through everything with strength. We can practically two-shot everything with strength. the Venomoth's not too much of an issue. I'm surprised we were able to do it without... If it was a toxic poison, we probably would have died just based on the poison of the toxic. But that's so good. Next is a Sabrina fight. And usually she's an okay fight, but she's also kind of rough here because she is a higher level. And the only thing we have to do is Shadow Ball, which is super effective. But it is a little rough because some stuff can live just one Shadow Ball. So... this is like the third try I took on this, so we're just going to keep going on. And then I forgot that the first few tries I forgot that Giraffere is actually part normal, so you can't use Shadow Ball, so I had to just strength it for the win. That actually took a few tries to beat Sabrina, but it's not too much of an issue. Here I'm trying to see if I can learn Psychic, because I didn't have the TM pulled up with me. And next, after Sabrina, it is a, oh lord, what's her name? Erika fight, that's her name. This one was a little rough because her Tangela has Giga Drain and Sweet Powder, and her Jumpluff sets up a Sunny Day for the Blossom, and Blossom has Solar Beam, so 2 shots of Solar Beam with a Sunny Day up is rough. So we just have to keep going at it. We get a little bit higher level, and I go to the TM shop and get Ice Punch. It's a good coverage move, especially for grass and flying types, so we were able to... It's still a little rough, so I had to interchange between Ice Punch and trying to get the freeze and using Strength, but overall it's okay. I tried to use Dig because he's poison, but that didn't work out, so I just used Strength. Last up is her Celebi, because they gave her Legendary, but we leveled with 15 HP and use Shadow Ball because I remember it's also part Psychic, so Shadow Ball did work. Next is a Lieutenant Surge fight, and he's extremely... okay for a little bit. A lot of it is just the Electrode exploding, so once we get past the Electrode exploding, we can pretty much just 2-shot everything with Dig and Strength. I use Dig here more than Strength just because I didn't want to take the chance of getting paralyzed, and also it wastes a turn for them, but you know, we would do big damage with Dig and then move to there. And we learn Zap Cannon. I'm like, maybe, but I can also not learn that either. And we're doing pretty good work with this whole thing. So we got another gym leader coming up, and that's with the Misty fight. The Misty fight goes okay. She's got 6 Pokemon, and all we've got is really Strength to deal with these guys. So we just take a lot of damage from the Lapras using Hydro Pump. Pretty much every Pokemon she has now has Hydro Pump. So that's just something we're going to have to challenge, especially because the Quagsire sets up Rain Dance. But we're able to brute force it. I had to use some potions here just to outlive the things. Starmie we can one-shot with Shadow Ball because it is Psychic. Next is the Octillery, but Octillery's not really the bulkiest of Pokemon, so it takes 2 strings. And last is her Lugia, which, if you guys didn't know, Misty has a Lugia just sitting in the back row. She caught it during her journeys with Ash, but we can Shadow Ball it for the victory and move on to the biggest stumping block in this entire game. So if you notice, I haven't had Surf, I've only had Ice Punch. So everywhere I googled said you get it the same way you get everything else, so I eventually beat the Kimono Girls and did everything else, but still couldn't find it. And then I just dug a little bit deeper into the game, finally found Surf. What you're seeing now is just a sped up version of me trying this without Surf. So I figured I could do it with Ice Punch and Dig, but the Tyranitar is just too strong for what we had. If I had Brick Break, maybe, but I don't think Brick Break was in this game yet. But Ice Punch can take care of the Golem, but the Tyranitar just hits us too hard. So I just had a quick little speed up version of this, just showing you how many times and how many attempts it takes just to beat one thing over and over and over again. But but we eventually go and pick up Surf, and that makes this fight just a little bit easier. We do die to the Tyranitar because we get confused, but I believe it is possible with my current level and Surf. But we get past the Tyranitar, beat the Rhydon, beat the Kabutops, and then we gotta fight an Aerodactyl, but Aerodactyl's just a 2-shot. And in his big boy Steelix, we can just 2-shot with Surf. So we have beat most of the game. There's still a little bit extra that we can do. We did get all 16 badges. We beat the Kanto badges, the gym leaders to get their badges, sorry. And now this game has a little bit of something interesting. It has a different, because this is a fan game, this has like a different Elite Four than usual. Here's me just showing you the last 8 badges, and now we're gonna make our way to the Elite Four. They're a little different in this game. They're still not the strongest of Elite Four, especially at our current level of 94. But it starts with the Tangela, and we just eye punch, and just they're a lot lower level than us, but we just sort of just sweep through this, so it's not too much of an issue. They are interesting, like a story perspective into this game that this adds is pretty interesting, but we were able to two-shot the Noctile. I was surprised it lived a single Ice Punch, but, you know, that's okay. We're just going to keep Ice Punching, and Strengthening everything is our main damaging moves. Strength just became bigger and bigger to do. Almana's part rock, so I just use Surf, and then we make it through. Next is this guy who has just a bunch of Psychic types. This is the third dude of the Elite Four. He's got an interesting team, but he ends with a shiny Togepi, which is interesting, but we just take it down with 1 strength. So next is the final Elite Four member, and he's got the hardest of the team, I would say, for a solo run. It's just stuff that can just do a bunch of damage and just big bulky Pokemon, but we're super high level. We're almost level 100, so it doesn't make us too bad. We beat his Snorlax named Daddy and get the win. So now we're on the champion of this, who has a bunch of shiny Pokemon. This one had me take a few tries just because I ran out of PP of things, and his Naga, which is just a Cloyster, can use Explosion. So we beat it, and just carry on our way through. Me running out of strength is like me basically instantly dying, but it's okay because we just keep brute forcing our way through it. He used Substitute, which was it's a little weird, but it's okay. And then here is his Skarmory, but we just Ice Punch it because it is part flying. I probably could have used Surf for strength, but I just had to use Ice Punch. And now for the final fight of the Crystal Clear version is this Piggy. Well, we just one-shot it with Surf, but we're not technically done. We're in the Hall of Fame, but this is technically Crystal, and since it is Johto, there is one final fight, and that's with Pokemon Trainer Red. So that's where we're gonna go next. So just looking at all our stats and everything, we're almost level 100. I think I can beat him at the level I'm at now, but we'll just see. So we made it all the way to Mount Silver and then made it to Red, and we're just gonna. I left this part unsped up for the first battle, just so you guys can just see how long it takes and just watch the actual damage go through. So we're at Red. The first thing is gonna solve as usual is his super high level Pikachu. But this is the same Red as at the end of the game, so that's why I'm thinking I could do it. I leveled up once on the way up here, so I just decided to Shadow Ball the Pikachu and almost one-shot him. I feel as though I can one-shot him if I had just a little bit more damage. The only reason I think that is because after he full heals, this Shadow Ball takes him out in one shot. I think it was just a weird glitch, but I am glad that his Charm didn't go off because that would have lowered our attack and most likely would have cost us the fight. But now we're moving on to an Espeon. Espeon's also part psychic, and can be taken down easily with Shadow Ball. So we just Shadow Ball the Espeon, and I'm pretty sure we get it a one-shot. Is it one? Yes, it is a one-shot because we are a real high level. Next thing he sends out, I believe, is the Snorlax. Is a big stomping block to us. Yep, there's the Snorlax. And this one goes okay. I mean, it is a Snorlax, so it is bulky. And he does have Rest, which he uses sometime soon. So I just try to brute force it with Strength. I know I'm going to need Strength for the last 3 Pokemon. But we do pretty good. We almost do half the damage in one shot with Strength. But he raises Special Defense, which doesn't really matter because we're using a bunch of physical moves. So, but the physical special split isn't there. So it does raise his just overall defense just a little bit. But we were almost able to two-shot the the Snorlax, but for some reason he got a crit and a paralysis, which put us under about under half, and gave us a paralysis, which gives him time to fall asleep and heal all the damage we did to him, and we're back. Just gonna hop in this grind of using strength. So now that we had to fight being slower than the Snorlax and having a chance to not hit entirely, I decided to just heal up the paralysis. I feel like that's the only thing I could do in this instance, just to be able to beat him. Just because if he did wake up, he'd use Body Slam, but he does have Snore. Snore doesn't do a whole lot to us, but if you woke up and used Body Slam twice, we probably would have died. But we are able to just keep brute forcing this with strength and get him in low health. Luckily, he didn't wake up and use Rest again. He just kept using Snore, which was good on the AI to actually like read that he would still be asleep and use Snore, so he didn't waste a move. But since he is still asleep, we take down the Snorlax. And next up is the Venusaur, who shouldn't be too much of an issue since we have Ice Punch and Strength, but it goes okay. These are Final Form high-level starters, so they are higher stats than us, and so. But we've got 18 Ice Punches, so I believe I'll be okay. And we did a little under half, but he sets up for a Sunny Day, which means Charizard is going to be boosted, and so will his Solar Beam if he gets one off. So we're going to need one more Ice Punch to do this, but he hits us with a Solar Beam because he doesn't need the charge for it, and it does big damage. But we are able to finish off the Venusaur. Next up is his Charizard. I almost said Charmander. His Charizard, but since Sunny Day is still out, the Charizard's fire attacks will do more damage to us. And we're not looking good for the health. I'm surprised we made it to the last two Pokemon this early. I figured I'd have to grind up to 100 just to beat the Snorlax, but it's okay. I decided to use Surf without realizing that the sun's still up, so this isn't going to do a whole lot to him. But I figured I'm going to die anyways, so I'll have to get a reset eventually. And I was correct, the Flamethrower does take us out, and with the Sunny Day still up. So that's about how that first fight goes. The next attempts I sped up through, and it took me about 4 or 5 more tries to beat him. I didn't really keep count of how many tries it actually took because it took a lot. But we just used the usual thing. Luckily, we only got paralyzed once. I realized that I needed to save my full restore for a little bit later into the fight of the Snorlax. But we do get lower health than this, but we strength instead of Ice Punch now, and then we run out of strength and die. So we'll have to do another attempt with this, and that's generally about how the fight goes. This is just me resetting to do the fight again. I decided to use an actual Ether on strength because it took me a little bit to use strength to get up here. So, yeah. This fight is actually kind of fun because it is the hardest fight in the game, but we are able to two-shot them still. Now with more strengths, we can rely more on this. We got him to use Rest early, which didn't get us paralyzed, and I decided to just brute force it with strength, and we were able to two-shot practically everything on his team. Here comes the Blastoise, so I decided I should heal now because I felt like the Blastoise would hurt us a lot. But we just three-shot it with strength, winning us the game. And yeah, so this was actually a pretty fun run. I didn't think it would be as easy as it was. But yeah, if you guys enjoy these challenges that we do, make sure to let us know which ones you want to see down below. We'll do whichever ones y'all want to do. If you want to see a certain Pokemon in a certain game, just let us know. And make sure that you like the video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that little bell so you're notified whenever Royal Slice posts. So, hope you guys have enjoyed, and we'll catch you guys later.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out our video. If you see more videos like that, click right here.
And if you want to see the same playlist, click right here.
And if you want to subscribe, click right here. Thanks guys.